What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have 6 things that you didn't know about bachata dance. This is going to be from a male's perspective, and personally it's going to be from my experience and what I thought of bachata dancing. So I'm really excited to get started, so let's begin. So the first item on this list is venues. So something that a lot of people don't realize is that there are certain venues that are aimed just for dancing. Okay, so the first one that you might be very familiar with is just like a normal club, and they would play like your R&Bs, your hip hop, your top 100, things of that nature. So normal clubs, you can dance there, obviously. It's not necessarily going to be Latin dancing per se. It could be hip hop or R&B or anything. Next, you have your normal Latin clubs. That would include places that play salsa, bachata, merengue, cumbia, punta, things of that nature, right? And certainly you could definitely dance at the Latin clubs. If we're talking about just Latin dancing, I think the Latin club is a great place to go if you want to just kind of maybe have a drink, hang out, and just sort of, just enjoy the vibe. I would say like Latin clubs are more of that nature. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily for dancing, just dancing specifically, right? Because people that go to Latin clubs, they don't necessarily intend to dance with other people. Maybe they're there with their friends or the significant other. And you know what? That's fine. That's understandable. That's what they're for, right? It's just to go and have a good time. So Latin clubs are, even though they have the word Latin in it, I wouldn't necessarily put that under like dancing category. I certainly have gone to those, but I have different intentions when I go, and I don't necessarily want to dance a lot. So I'm just gonna go there to hang out and have fun. Another type of venue is a dance club. So this kind of venue, you would go there for dancing. Yeah, so a dance club could be a restaurant, right? So in this kind of dance club, you would find people that actually love dancing, and they go there mostly for dance. However, these kinds of venues can have alcohol or drinks, and they could also have other type of music as well, but for the most part, you'll find people that are there to dance. So yeah, this is a great spot to go if you do intend to dance salsa, bachata, merengue, cumbia, because usually the people that are here, they would expect to, or they intend to dance with other people, not just hang out with their significant others or with their friends. And finally, the last type of venue that we have is the dance studio. And that's, as it sounds, it's a dance studio, right? So the floors are gonna be made out of wood, so you can easily spin. Sometimes they'll have mirrors on the side, and that's great if you're learning. But the great thing about this is like, when you go to one of their socials, pretty much everyone that's there is gonna dance. And sometimes they're at a higher level. Like we're talking about people that really, really know how to social dance. And that's the type of person that would go to a dance studio. So perfect for just dancing and getting your exercise in and enjoying the music, enjoying dancing with other people. So that's a really good place to go. All right, next item on this list. I thought you had to be fit or in shape to dance. And what I mean by that is like, I think of like a muscular person or a very, very fit person. Just because you're gonna be dancing a lot, you're gonna be, sometimes like I used to think that it was all about like dips and tricks and things like that. Very dumb. Don't do that, by the way, guys. If you're social dancing, just don't do that. One of the things that you'll learn as you're dancing, it's kind of like a sport. When you're doing things, when you're first getting started, you're doing things very inefficiently. And as you get better and better, you learn how to conserve your energy, really, especially for the longer songs, while still having fun. So you don't have to be fit at all. One of my favorite dancers to watch is Alex and Desiree, and you'll see that the guy's I wouldn't say like, he's not your typical fit or in shape person, right? He's a little bigger guy, but man, like if you see any of his videos, you'll see that he's just badass. He's like a really, really good dancer, high energy, like great musicality. Being a good dancer just doesn't mean being in shape or like doing cool tricks or anything like that. But I digress. You don't have to be fit to be a dancer. You don't have to be tall. For example, I'm around 5'3". I know my awesome personality makes me look like I am 6 feet, but I'm actually not. So yeah, you don't have to be a tall person or a very buff person, right? That was like one of the surprising things that I found out as I was continuing to dance, was that a lot of people that are really, really good, they're not necessarily like in shape, like they don't have any like big, strong muscles. So yeah, it's actually a good thing because you don't rely on your strong biceps or muscles to to move a lady around, it can be quite uncomfortable. So it's actually better if you're not buff. There's less chance of you hurting the girl. So yeah, it's great. You learn to use your body movement, your shifting of weight, right? So that's very important. So yeah, you don't have to be fit, you don't have to be buff to learn how to dance, or it doesn't benefit you at all to be. It might actually hinder you if you're extremely strong and you can lift a lot of weights, because you would be utilizing your strength instead of learning how to properly lead or shift your weight. So yeah, it's actually a good thing if you're not necessarily in shape, and great reason for you to get started. The fourth item that you might not have known is that not only Latinos dance, and I'll put a little link right here for you to check out another video where I talked about this. But yeah, so it's not just people of Latin culture that will dance bachata, right? Everyone dances bachata. I have Filipino friends, I have Asian friends, I have European friends, I have people of all ethnicities that dance bachata. Yeah, that was one of the things that surprised me the most when I first started. But it was a very, very nice surprise and very cool surprise. So yeah, again, the myth is that Latinos only dance bachata, but it's not true at all. Another thing that I didn't know about bachata dancing is that I thought it was all about the hips. And I thought the hips don't lie, right? I thought you have to learn how to move your hips so that you can be a good bachata dancer. But that's not necessarily the case. You know, that's just a small part of it. There's much more than just learning how to move your hips. You know, there's turns, there's musicality, there's the basics, there's just a lot that is involved with dancing, not just like hip movement, right? And I think a lot of people that don't dance bachata, or they don't know, that's the first thing that they'll go to. And you know what, it's fine. I think it's funny. That's one of the things that everyone that doesn't dance, they just assume is a thing. And again, it's a small part of the puzzle, but it's not the whole piece. So another thing that I didn't know when I was first starting to dance bachata was that bachata is not just like freaky, sexy, nasty time, right? And when I say that, I refer to like people dancing like this. I put a small clip, but essentially people dancing very, very close all the time, right? And similar to the previous item, there's a lot more that is involved, right? We have turns, we have spins, we have connection, we have footwork, we have musicality. So there's a lot more that's involved than just freaky, sexy, nasty time. And I think similar to like a lot of sports, if you're just looking at it from the outside, you think it's a very simple dance. But when you dig deep and you actually try and learn it, you'll find out that it's just like everything, it can be complicated. That actually makes it fun as well. So the final item on this list is bachata music. So this is something that I learned the hard way, and that is that music is constantly evolving. And when I say that, I mean that, you know, bachata music started in the Dominican Republic, and it was very traditional, right, with a lot of guitar. And then we have like other big hitters like Aventura, Romeo Santos, Prince Royce, right? And right now, I think we're at a stage where, actually started a few years ago, but we were at a stage where remixes were starting to be a thing, right? And at the time, like I freaking hated remixes. Like I hated them so much, I would stop dancing and I just wouldn't do it, right? But the thing is that like everything else, things will change, right? So we have to learn how to adapt, or and sometimes like when they just play a lot of the music that you don't like, over time you just kind of learn to like it, and that's kind of what happened to me. I just learned to like the remixes or the new music. You know, when I was learning, I was listening to a lot of Romeo Santos, Prince Royce. So yeah, so when the remixes started to come in, I didn't like it at first, but I slowly grew to like it over time. And now I even like some of the remixes. The only thing that does annoy me sometimes is that a lot of people that are just starting to learn how to dance, they hear the remixes, and I get it, like maybe you don't understand Spanish, right? And because you hear a remix of an English song that you like and you know the words, right? Maybe you'll be more open to trying it, and that's fine. That's part of the reason why I've come to like these types of songs, because it can bring in new types of people to enjoy the dance. And I noticed that a lot of the cities that are very involved with dancing, like Los Angeles or New York, they'll usually play the remixes more, and that's because you're seeing like the evolution happen there in these areas first. But yeah, if you go traveling anywhere else in the country, You'll probably hear music from like 4 or 5 years ago that were playing in Los Angeles as an example. So now whenever I go travel to other places, I feel like it's kind of nostalgic because it's like when you hear a song from the 90s. It's not bad, you still really like it. It brings back memories. So yeah, at some clubs, depending on where you go, they'll play songs that I consider like classic or nostalgic, and some of the newer clubs in LA, for example, will play more of the new remixes, but they still, depending on the DJ, they'll still play the classics as well. So again, it's still something that you have to get used to, and you just have to come to terms with that bachata music will change, right? We've gone from the traditional style to urban or modern bachata, I guess, and to now like remixing of songs. However, that doesn't mean that there aren't new songs coming out. There's always new songs coming out from artists that I would consider really, really good, like Grupo Extra, for example, right? Like if you guys haven't heard any of their stuff, man, they are killing it. I really, really love their songs. But that's pretty much it, guys. What did you think? Did you guys also think that some of these items were true like I did when I first started? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys again for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you next time.
I just ordered sushi from Japan.